My name is Alexa Love. I graduated from Viewpoint in 2008, and I'm going to talk a little bit about, like Doc said, how I started in theater and I ended up in medicine. I will be starting medical school. So it's unfortunate that we live in a world that wants to label people. We say you're an artist or you're a scientist, but I say, why can't you be both? I spent a good portion of my time studying neuroscience and theater when I was an undergraduate, and I got a lot of weird looks for it. But it's really about finding your place and finding your journey, and whether you have to skip from theater to medicine, that's okay. And I think they complement each other in a lot of ways people don't understand. And we also expect people to know what they want to do with their lives when they're 18. I didn't. I actually didn't know what I wanted to do with my life until I was graduated, which I was very upset about. I thought I wasted my whole time. I wish I had known that I wanted to be pre-med when I was a freshman, but I didn't. And then I realized that I wasn't ready. In fact, in my first semester, I took General Chemistry 1, which I hated, and I said, I will never be pre-med. I will never do anything in my life that requires chemistry ever. And then, after I graduated and did a 2-year post-bac, chemistry is my favorite subject, and now I love tutoring it and telling everybody about how great chemistry is. So it's about figuring it out. I started as an engineer, which didn't last very long, and then I tried to be a neuroscience major, and then I tried to be a theater major, and just nothing stuck. Until in my junior year, I took a forensic archaeology class, and we learned how all the different parts of the bones and whether to identify bones as male, female, the age, the race, and I thought, this is it. I want to study the body. And it wasn't until this point that I was ready to embrace the thought of medicine. And then I went back to school, took some physiology classes, and immediately enrolled in a post-bac program to do all my pre-med requirements. But I know that had I not done all my work in theater at Viewpoint, I wouldn't have been the best me I could have been, and I certainly was a better qualified medical student applicant. For example, I learned an entirely new skill set in theater that I wouldn't have known otherwise if I'd just been a pre-med student. All my communication skills in theater have been invaluable. Like, for example, like Doc said in Waiting for Godot, I had a long monologue that was essentially gibberish, and I had to work really hard to communicate the message to people. And I know that those extreme communication skills will come very in handy when I'm one day a physician, not the gibberish part so much, but having to communicate to people difficult things or things that they don't understand. And I remember the most important lesson that Doc taught me when I was in high school here was to be present and listen to people, truly listen to people and listen and respond. And I think that's really important as a physician, to be able to truly be present and respond to the people in front of you. Like when I was acting, I didn't just want to memorize my lines and respond them back. I wanted to actually listen and genuinely say them. Like, for example, in my chemistry classes, I don't just memorize my synthetic schemes. I want to actually understand them and see, why is this happening? So I really have benefited a lot from learning how to be present and listen to people. And I know that helped a lot in my interviews for medical school too. And finally, I learned in theater how to really focus on something, how to dedicate myself to something, to commit myself to something fully. I didn't learn that anywhere else, definitely in theater. And I know that that will be very helpful as I start my medical school journey and commit myself into the next phase of my life. So what's important is that, not that I started it late, but that I eventually found it. I was so freaked out that I wasted my whole years of college. I spent a few nights crying over it, saying, I wasted my time, I wasted my time. But nothing you do is wasted. If you have to go through theater to find medicine, then that's fine. That's the journey I had to take, and that made me a better applicant. In fact, in all of my interviews at my medical schools, they focused on that. They said, oh, tell me about theater. It makes you different. It gives you something else. So I say explore the arts, explore the sciences, figure out what's right for you, but it will never be a waste trying something different. And very exciting, I found out I got accepted at my top choice medical school 2 weeks ago. So at the beginning of a brand new journey, I definitely would not have changed anything I did on the road to now. Thank you.